Hello everybody and welcome here to the NASCAR Amino iRacing Cup Series race here at the Chicagoland Speedway, returning here from last season as we enter closer to the playoffs. I'm joined by Rat Bastard in the booth. It's been a bit since you've been here. How you doing, and what do you expect in today's race?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Yeah, it's been a little bit. Last time I was here in the booth, we were at an intermediate track, a little bit different than here in Chicagoland, but still going to be a fun one. These are among my favorite tracks to go to here in the NAICS, here in NASCAR. Just a big, fast mile and a half. You know, some call these boring little cookie cutters, but I mean, these things are speed demons, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it should be a fun race here, and on the pole, Nate Wines put it on up front for the first time in his career. Go ahead and take us around for a lap.
Yeah, so he's just going to do, just arc it around the corner. You can run a lot of lines here. Some will, bring it all the way down to the inside. He's running a little bit of a higher middle line, brings it up to the top. And it's really interesting. You got the curved backstretch here, so you're not just kind of holding it straight the entire time. A little bit of turn in there. Going to run a very similar line here in turns 3 and 4. More up high, more toward the middle lane, but not up against the wall. We'll see which guys are going to run it right up, a few inches away from the wall, but yeah, you're going to see a lot of 3-wide racing here.
Fun lap by Nate Wines. It's fast, but let's take a look at the starting line. Cars are lined up ready to go, but let's head down trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engine!
There go the cars rolling past the start-finish line. We're ready to get this race underway. We're not going to head to pit road this time. We're just going to get this race right underway. Taking a look at the race analysis for today. 67 laps, fuel windows around 28 to 32 laps, and the practice winner was Lucy Fife in the 5. So, should be a fun one. It might be crazy. Who you pick to win?
I think you have to go with that 12 car, Justin Ricci. He's easily been the best driver on these intermediate racetracks, week in, week out, championship threat. He's got to be the go-to pick for a racetrack like this.
And here they come to the tri-oval, to the restart zone. Nate Wines, Caleb Marinelli leads it. Green flag is out. We're underway at Chicagoland. Oh my goodness, what are they doing in the back? They almost wrecked immediately.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they were staying a bit even and clean so far, but they started jumbling up in the back, and we already have a split of 2 packs to start off. Caleb Marinelli in the 15 up front.
He's going to take the lead clear, Nate Wines, and the 15 of Marinelli is going to lead the opening lap here at Chicagoland. Side by side now behind them for second place. Zach Stern with the big momentum up top is going to take second away and is going to go for the lead.
Not quite going to get him there. The 15 puts a block on it. Watch out for the 60 car. Jordan Fox there. Been really good lately. That entire organization's been pretty solid as of late. Definitely going to be somebody else to watch out for. Elon Solberg also up there in the 41 car.
Here goes Zach Stern to the inside of Marinelli. The 15 is going to be right on the corner panel of the 8. Not going to be quite clear. They go side by side into turn 1. Not quite there for Zach Stern. Marinelli takes the lead back, and here comes Jordan Fox into the picture.
Yeah, all this battle is going to allow a 60 car to come through. I thought he was going to go middle there, but it thought better of it.
Into turn 3, Marinelli with the momentum up top with help from the 60 car, but Zach Stern really strong on that bottom. He's going to take the lead for now. Is he going to be able to clear it? Looks like he will. Zach Stern leads it.
The 15 trying to get it as low as he can to get a draft off the 8, but the 60 is there. And he's going to try to go for this race lead.
He's going to clear Caleb Marinelli, takes second place away. Jordan Fox, you said it there. He's shown speed all of a sudden. He was really fast last week at Michigan. Almost won that race until a tricky caution and some pitch strategy put them in the back. But now they're back up front, running for second place as Marinelli back to the inside. And here comes Jordan Fox's teammate, Elon Solberg, trying to help him out.
Pretty equal behind the 8 and 60 car, 2 by 2 on back. There's Nate Wines in the 38 car, trying to get into the mix.
There goes the 41, Elon Solberg now to the outside of his teammate, trying to take second place away. Marinelli finding a spot to go. And how about Lindsey Dietz up there into the top 5? Really strong start for this 74.
Yeah, quite a few of those Omaki cars here. You're eventually going to run into one of them, whether they're in the back or right up here for the front, contending for the race lead.
Solberg and Jordan Fox are going to clear and move into the podium positions. Lindsey Dietz trying to find the momentum up top, but not able to hold it. They're going to be side by side, double file, about 4 rows back now, just barely inside the top 10.
Yeah, really close on back here for 4th, but this top 3 is kind of just pulling away. Zach Stern's already in his own zip code.
Lucy Fife now to the outside of Lindsey Dietz, trying to take over the 5th position, is going to do 4th position, as I should say. Jordan Fox now riding that top lane, gets good forward momentum off the turn 2, clears. His team owner, Elon Solberg, is now, with that, Lucy Fife is going to try to look to the inside, and here comes Evan Toddy into the mix.
Yeah, I noticed that 15 car, Caleb Marinelli, is a little bit in trouble. He's been on the inside for the past few laps. I think he's got to get up to that outside lane so he could have any sort of run. Just a lot of cars up here on the middle and outside lane, just bombarding him.
Battle up front. Here comes Lucy Fife now into the mix, trying to take at most 2nd place away here. Jordan Fox on the bottom. Not much to go. Elon is going to clear for 2nd, as now it's Jordan and Lucy battling it out for 3rd. And then, of course, here comes Toddy and Kyler Sustry, who's also having another strong run early.
Yeah, this bunch of 3 is going to let the 32 Evan Toddy get right back up here. All this battling, nobody can get away from anybody. The only one that's been able to get away is the 8 car, Zach Stern, who's so far being the absolute class of the field.
Lucy Fife is going to clear. They're going to go 3 wide behind now. That's Tanner Campos in the middle, Carter Jones on the bottom, and Anthony Sasso up on the top. Contact!
Oh,
and
that didn't
around
end well.
goes Sasso and Tanner Campos.
Oh,
hard into
Jones.
the wall. Dylan Jones as well.
Saw the 51 go head on there. A couple of bad hits there.
Caution
I
is gonna
noticed
be
that
out.
was the first time I had noticed them going 3 wide today, and it really didn't end well.
Now Dylan Jones, as he just disappears, I guess that's probably the it for his race there. He did take a big hit there to the outside wall, as we are under caution here. Zach Stern, that giant lead he had is going to be evaporated here. So now pit road will be open this time. We've so far run about 9 or so laps in this race. It will be interesting to see if anybody decides to pit here. If anybody does, maybe in the back, but I don't anticipate many.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe 1 or 2 takers, if anybody. Yep, looks to be Justin Ricci.
Justin
Carter
Ricci,
Jones.
Falconer. There's Tanner Campos.
Campos. More than I thought.
Pretty much everybody in the back. I guess they're trying to throw the leaders off strategy or so, trying to figure it out. But here we go for the replay. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so 3 wide. I think somebody just got a little bit. Might have been Campos.
Oh, there's
Bounced
Dylan
right
Jones.
off them. Oh,
Oh
Dylan.
my goodness.
Gosh. Yeah, I knew that was a bad hit the first time I saw it.
Here we go. Here's a little bit of a look to see what Dylan Jones saw here in this wreck, as they're just up ahead and they're going to go spinning around.
Probably thought it was home free, but it was the contact between the 28 and the 0 that sent him head on into the wall. That's a really rough angle
Yeah, it
to
looked
hit your
like
car at.
It looked like Ethan Farley was trying to get to the bottom, but Ethan O'Connor was already down there, and they shot back up into Dylan Jones. On board here with Tanner Campos, you can see he's stuck there 3 wide in the middle. Looks like he makes just the slightest bit of contact with his teammate. Yeah, and then that oh my goodness, big hit there. for Dylan. My goodness.
And that's probably the best angle of the wreck that you're gonna see. You can visibly see him go lower in his line right into 62, and he just reacted erratically, bounced right off of it. Oh.
My goodness, yeah. Big hit to that outside wall. Yeah, the 0 and the 28 were just trying to find their way around that wreck, and ultimately they went up into Dylan Jones, I guess not expecting him to be out there. But we're under caution here early once again. Slight contact between the Tau teammates, Tanner Campos, Carter Jones, sends Anthony Sasso into the wall, as well as Dylan Jones. We're going to head to break, and we'll be right back for the restart.
What a hard day of school, man. If only there was just something, like some kind of sweet treat for me to snack on. Oh boy, let's see. Some berries, nah. Bunch of weird greens, water, too basic. Oh boy, would you look at that? An untouched peanut butter shake from Dairy Queen. It's just sitting in its lonesome self. I think I'm gonna drink it. That's the spoon.
All right, welcome back here to the Chicagoland Speedway. We are ready to go back green here after an early incident involving Tanner Campos, Anthony Sasso, and Dylan Jones, who was sent hard into the wall. Sounds like Dylan Jones did ultimately end up calling it a day after that big hit. But we're going to go back green here. It's going to be Zach Stern and Lucy Fife on the front row. Here we go, back to the green. Here they come to the restart zone, and it's going to be Stern firing off early and getting the big jump.
Yeah, really good start for that 8 car.
They're going to go 3 wide behind Marinelli to the middle. Evan Toddy on the bottom, and Kyler Sustry up top. They're going to go sideways, fairly orderly, but that bottom led by Evan Toddy. It's a little squirrely there, but it looks like he's going to hold it.
Yeah, that 99 Kyler Sustry is somebody who's definitely in need of a good run. Has had kind of a rough going this season. Any time he's had a solid run, it's seemingly ended in disaster. That's been the case for a lot of the Brink drivers. Just trying to turn the season around. So it's 21st in points coming into today, and sitting comfortably in the top 10.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, specifically now that we can start really talking about the playoffs, as there are only a couple races away. I'm pretty sure there are only 3-4 races left after this. So Sustry needing a good run. This is definitely also a run for Elon Solberg, Nate Wines, Jordan Fox. A lot of the guys that need the good runs, they are running up front. This is exactly what they need.
And for Zach Stern, it's just him solidifying himself. He comes in about 31 above the cutoff. I mean, he's probably going to be in unless disaster strikes. He's driving for the best team in the series, one of the best cars in the field, and he's one of the most talented race car drivers we have here on the circuit.
You know, that's interesting. I want to point that out. You say that. Zach Stern, he is an incredible driver. He won 3 races last year, but he's still sitting winless this season. Really hasn't been able to catch a break. He's had chances at winning this year, but I don't think he's showed such dominant speed so far other than he's showing today. I'm sure a win will definitely help if he can get it.
For sure, and it's not like the team itself has been struggling. Tower Racing at the same time is sitting here with about, 4, 5, 6 wins on the season?
That sounds about right, and what do they have? 4, 5 of their, I think 5 of their cars, 4 cars in the playoffs right now out of 12. So just imagine if they get them all in the playoffs, half of the playoff field is Tau Racing drivers.
Yeah, 4 of them are in there with Seth Peters lurking 8 points behind, Dylan Jones 14 back. Obviously, today's race isn't going to help his case, but still, quite a bit of time to get all those cars in there.
And then someone else, of course, other than just the playoff bracket, we're looking at him, Caleb Marinelli, looking to hold on to his regular season championship at the moment. It's mainly a big battle between he, Evan Toddy, Carter Jones, and Justin Ricci, but 12, 62, and 32, they're a little bit behind, so they got some ground to make up as Marinelli's doing everything he needs to hold that number 1 position.
Yeah, nobody's quite been able to reach that 15 car. The only thing he doesn't really have on the rest of the field is the victories. He does have the 1 win at Watkins Glen, but hasn't been able to just straight up go out and dominate and win a whole bunch of races as would be expected. But this team is stupid consistent, and that's what anybody here is going to tell you. That's really what's gotten this team to such a good points lead, such a great season so far. Hasn't had the greatest go in the last few races. We have a yellow out on track.
Oh, I think.
Oh, Anthony Sasso.
Oh no. Oh man. Day gone from bad to worse for that 26. Caution is out.
And that goes back to the point I was bringing up about Brink earlier with Kyler Sustry in some races that guys like Sasso and Bishop have had. Just disaster striking at the randomest of times, and you see it there. As we'll probably get a replay in a second to see what happened to the 26 Camry.
Now, I wanted to point it out before that yellow came out. You saw Don Falconer. He was a car that pitted under that first caution, and he is well inside the top 10 now. This pit road is open, and it looks like the guys who did not pit under that caution, looks like they're all coming down now.
Yeah, most of the field are going to be taking this opportunity here. Maybe even more.
Could be a crucial stop for these guys. I mean, still got plenty of racing left to go, but depending on, you know, how the cautions fall at the end, there's those guys that stayed out probably under the first, who pitted under the first caution, they're going to have, oh, what do you say, anywhere between 5 to 10 laps fresher tires, so we'll see what kind of a difference that can make. Here they go on the pit road. It's Stern leading them off. Solberg and Sustry. And then it looks like Lucy, Caleb. Pretty good stops for some of the guys. Toddy, a little bit of a slower stop there. Seth Peters, Paul Donlin stuck in the back there. Some guys didn't look like the field changed very, very much. But here we go. Here's the replay to see what happened.
Was battling with, looks to be Jones and even Leclerc. Oh
my goodness. That looked very similar to what Tanner Campos did there. Slight contact. With the same car,
and that was two of the cars involved, the 26 and 62 cars. And that one likely did him in for the day.
Here's one more look at Sasso. It's going to be probably our best look. Did he make contact with the 62? Yes, he did.
And that was really an erratic reaction. I don't know if that was just the car or if that was just him trying to correct it, but yeah, really similar thing to the 24.
Yeah, it looked like when he entered the corner, it looked like he had the car jumped out on him. It looked like he got really sideways, especially on the front end, and really didn't have, I guess, much room to give between he and Carter Jones. But we're going to head to break here once again. Anthony Sasso hard into the wall. Looks like he probably is going to call it a day after that. And we're going to head to break, and we'll be back for the restart once again.
Boy, howdy.
How you doing, fam?
I'm here to show you why Chevy has the most dependable trucks out there.
Oh. Cool.
This sexy truck was made in the year 2000. Get this, the same year I was made. This truck also won the longest truck award, which I guess we're proud of. Chevy is also #1 in reliability for the 920th year in a row.
Wow, that's freaking lit. Let me take a test drive.
No!
And welcome back here, everybody. We are ready to go back green here again after another caution involving Anthony Sasso going hard into the wall, and it also does sound like he also took it behind the wall and may be done for the day. So unfortunate there for the 26, but for the restart, a little bit of varying strategy. It looks like Falconer, Farley, Muriel, O'Connor, Mooch, Ricci, and Tree Leclerc all stayed out. They pitted under that first caution, and everybody else, they pitted just this most recent caution. As we're going to go back green here once again, Falconer with a great jump.
Yeah, good start for the 82, already filing out. I'll tell you what, that 0 of Ethan Farley, that's somebody whose name I have not heard brought up many times, but he currently sits 8th in the standings. He's in a really good spot right now.
Oh my
contact.
God!
What a save!
Wow, what a save by Seth Peters. Almost lost it there, but what a save for the 78. Wow. Oh, here's a replay already. Oh my goodness, they're already in the wall behind. and then they go 3 wide. Toddy comes down, almost wrecks a 78, and what a save.
Yeah, props to Seth Peterson. Hey, props to our production team for getting that together that quickly for us. That's impressive. Man, I wonder how many more times an incident on track is going to interrupt my monologue.
I don't know. It's interesting, but so far, Falconer has stretched the lead out over Ethan O'Connor in second. Then it's Ethan Farley, Justin Ricci, and Alex Murillo. All cars have stayed out. And there's that 8 car, Zach Stern. He's trying to muscle his way to the front. It'll be interesting to see what kind of a difference the tires make on that 8 car here, as he's going to try to blow by the field who stayed out.
Yeah, I'd anticipate he'll be up here within the next lap or two. He and the 12 of Justin Ricci finally having a shot here at the race lead. Back to the point I was making about the 0, Ethan Farley, really quiet this season. Not much overall scene, not very flashy, but he sits there in his Throwback Motorsports Ford in 8th in the standings, 18 above the cutoff, and he's having himself a pretty solid run today.
He is. A lot of guys, like we said, who needs these runs. Even Falconer, who's leading. Remember, you get bonus points for lead. You get a bonus point for at least leading a lap. And Falconer, who's also trying to find his way into the playoffs, leading some laps here out front. Also, exactly what this 82 means.
Yeah, he'll definitely appreciate the bonus points being there because this 8 car is tracking him down and he's going to get up there quick. So is this 4 car, Alex Murillo.
You know, Murillo, I'm also pretty sure that he's also, I mean, he has a win this year. He won the opening race at Daytona, but at the same time, he's kind of just sitting on that bubble, trying to, you know, stay as consistent as possible, trying to stay in that playoff grid as Zach Stern has caught Don Falconer here, trying to find which lane is the best to get around him. Gonna run the bottom and gonna make a switch to the top, and here he goes. What a move.
Power move from the 8 car as anticipated. He's gonna lead that lap.
This is going to be big, as it looks like the next car on best tires, I believe, is Nate Wines there in the 38. He's the next car that pitted under that yellow, as Falconer, Murillo, Mooch, and Ricci all stayed out there. So there's cars in between the 38, the 8, as Lucy Fife is also trying to make her way around and get back up there.
And now I'd watch out that 42 of Alan Mooch. Here he comes, yet another Chevrolet with a really good run. Domination from those bow ties.
I know, it's unbelievable. What, Chevrolet has won all but, what, I want to say 2 races this year? I don't know, I mean, granted, they have a lot of cars. I think they make over half of the field right now, but either way, that is still an impressive stat.
Yeah, the only races not won by Chevrolet, won by Caleb Marinelli and Evan Toddy.
And I'm pretty sure they were in a row, too. So, I don't know. People maybe thought that they had Chevrolet, you know, stopped for a little bit. But ultimately, I mean, if they keep up this rate, it looks like we're due for another Chevy win.
For sure. Big pack of cars back here. Most of them being Chevrolets. A lot of the OKAR cars as well. Good run for that organization as a whole.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of Chevrolet, I'm pretty sure that the first car that is a non-Chevrolet up there is Elon Solberg there in the Ford. So, what is that? Chevrolet in the top 7, 8 positions right now, as Murillo on the bottom, Ricci trying to make his way up front. All those cars that did stay out under that first yellow, they are all showing the example of rough tires, except Alan Mooch. He's still running really well. Ethan O'Connor also running strong, but Falconer, Ricci, all those guys really starting to lose some ground.
And then right in the back half and outside the top 10, you got 3 Brink cars over there. Sushrai, Marinelli, Bishop, and then you have the 0 Farley and the Ford.
Here goes Lucy to the outside, trying to take the position away from Alan Mooch. This is going to be big here, especially. I mean, Zach Stern, yeah, he's pretty much gone. Like you said, he's in his own zip code at the moment here. So it's tough to figure out who we think exactly can really challenge that 8 car, but we really haven't seen much. I mean, Marinelli put up a fight earlier, but he's drifted back. The 5 and the 38 and the 41 have stayed up front, but they just can't seem to get to what the 8 has right now.
You know, I'll tell you somebody who's going to contend with this 8 car. I think the 41's going to have a say in this bow tie dominance up front. He is moving.
Looking back through the field, there's Sushry still trying to make his way through the field after making that pit stop as well. Kind of got hung up there on the restart a little bit. Falconer, Farley losing a little bit of ground. There's Seth Peters having Toddy. Toddy not having the strongest run, really. Quinn Yeager, Zachary Shepard as well. Kylie Grider, Paul Donlin, James Omaki really not having strong runs either. But yeah, they're all trying here.
Yeah, it seems like their best hope is going to be Elon Solberg here. But yeah, the 8 and the 5, probably easily the class of the field. This 5 car, Lucy Fago, is just doing her best to track down Zach Stern. I don't know if she's going to be able to do it. But we got 32 laps for her to, to find out if she can get it done.
And I do want to point it out, as we looked through the field at all those drivers there, the one driver I don't believe we did see was Tanner Campos, and I'm getting word that he did bring it to pit road. I'm not sure at the moment why, if it's a mechanical failure or so, or maybe he has some damage from that wreck, and maybe it's affecting the car of some sort.
Yeah, it's a wonder he was able to continue after that wreck. Certainly not going to be very fast, very competitive after taking damage like that.
But here we are. We only have 31 laps to go. We are flying through this race, but at the same time, the fuel window is pretty much about open at this time. Fuel window is around 28 to 32. We have 31 to go, so if you pit here, you pretty much should be good to the end. But we imagine we're going to have some split strategies here. Drivers like Mario Ricci, Alan Luch. I assume they're going to bring it to pit road first here. Don't know exactly when, so we'll just have to wait to see when they bring it in.
37 Caden Bishop making his way up through the field. Hasn't quite been the dominant Toyota yet this season. Just trying to get his season, well, I don't know if we can really say it turned around. He is only 9 below the cutoff, but has kind of been non-existent this season, especially compared to his teammates.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up Caden Bishop. I mean, he's still looking for his first career victory. He has yet to win in this series. He's been close on occasion. Remember last year, it took him so long just to score his first top 5, yet he had a lot of consistency. But yeah, this year, he's struggling to find the speed, I guess, compared to his teammates especially, and trying to look for that first career.
Yeah, a lot of spreading out through the field now between the top 4 and then the rest of the pack behind. Still the 8 car up front.
I mean, you can kind of look at it there. Lucy Fife is kind of keeping her distance. She's really not letting the 8 get that far away. She's within striking distance, and with pit stops coming up, you got to imagine she's going to try to pull some strategy and get closer.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on that pit stop, because I don't think on raw speed she's going to be able to catch up to Zach Stern. It's all going to depend. They got to rely on some sort of mess up from the 8 crew, but they're some of the best in the business, so we'll see how this plays out.
And you know what? Since we were kind of looking at them, we'll highlight them once again. Alan Mooch, Justin Ricci, Ethan O'Connor, those guys are holding really strong in the top 5 on older tires right now. So I think so far with what their plan was pitting early, I think it's really working out in their favor. As Falconer and Farley pulled to the inside, I wonder if they're going to be pitting this lap. It looks like they are. Yeah.
Yeah, a few takers, a couple of Maki cars.
Yep,
a lot of Chevrolets down.
It looks like those are all the cars that stayed out there on that caution there. O'Connor, Ricci, Mooch, Muriel, all those guys decided to stay out. But now the question is, when do these leaders decide to pit? They were on track for a little bit longer. I want to say like it was around 8 or so laps. So we'll see. Do they stretch it out, or are they going to pit soon and just try and maintain a gap?
Probably very soon. I'll tell you what, though, this 5 car is caught up to Zach Stern in a hurry.
We did. We were wondering, who on earth could battle this 8 car? And I think we have found our answer. Lucy is closed in that gap. She's got the draft, but now she's just got to decide. I'll ask you, what do you think she does? Of course, we have plenty of strategies. Does she stay behind the 8 car and just pit right behind him, stay out an extra lap, or just go for it and get in front of him as quick as possible?
Well, she's obviously going to try to get a run, get as close to this 8 car as she can. Maybe even try to outbrake him onto pit road. They could be entering side by side next time around. But you got to stay as close as she possibly can to Zach Stern.
Here she is. This is probably the closest she has been so far to this 8 car. I don't know. I'm looking at their lap times. They're basically matching lap times right now. Right? She was faster for quite a few laps, and then all of a sudden, right as she's gotten there, she's kind of leveled out. They're running about the same. If anything, she's a couple thousandths quicker, but not really a lot to say. As at the same time, you got to watch out, because Elon Solberg, he's sitting there in the draft just waiting for something.
Yeah, and they haven't quite gotten side by side yet. That's going to be what the 41's looking for. But Lucy seems to keep rubber banding almost. Gets really close and then gets far back again. Just can't quite get to the rear bumper.
There's the Brink cars, Bishop, Sustry, and Marinelli. Lindsay Dietz keeping a good run going. Jordan Fox has slipped back a little bit. And then, of course, these guys behind are still kind of running. And there's O'Connor. He's on new tires. Alan Mooch is right behind as well. These guys are going to be flying through the field right now. Oh, my goodness.
Whoa, close. Between the 28 and 62.
Now, where does he go here?
Looked like he was going to try middle. Might still do it.
Oh, but here comes Alan Mooch right now. That's going to be crucial to the 28, trying to stay there. Alan Mooch is going to go side by side. They may go 4 wide. Oh, my goodness. Alan Mooch backs out. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, 32 closed the door on the both of them. Evan Toddy right at the last second.
Yeah, this is going to be big for them here. What do they decide to do? Again, they are flying, of course, no doubt. They are the fastest cars on the racetrack. But again, they have still quite a few cars to go in front of them. And it looks like Zach Stern may be coming in this lap. He does, and Lucy
Yes,
stays
and the 5
out.
does not.
Actually, it looks like the 8 car is the only car to bring it to pit road this time.
It's going to make things really interesting. It's going to be a fun finish here in Chicagoland.
Sasso looks like he's bringing it in. Wyatt Wild bringing it in as well. Now it looks like, yeah, Lucy's bringing it to the inside. It looks like she and Elon Solberg are going to bring it in this lap. I imagine this is going to be the rest of the field here, which will eventually cycle Ethan O'Connor to the lead. As long as he's still ahead of Alan Mooch here, Lucy brings it in. Elon brings it in. Tyler Sustry stays out.
Yeah, Sustry cycles to the lead. Going to get a bonus point for that. Needed for that 99 team. O'Connor making a move on the 15.
Going to take that with ease. And of course, there's Justin Ricci. He's also on new tires. He's caught this battle with the 42. Marinelli and Sustry are bringing it to the inside. I'm pretty sure those are the only cars that have left to bring to pit road as they do. O'Connor gets his lap back. And once he comes back around to the front stretch and takes the lead from Sustry, he will be your new leader.
And he's been in the situation many times before. The question's going to be, can he hold on to it? Can luck be on his side? Because it really hasn't been his fault. It's just kind of been a matter of strategy, how the race plays out. It just has not been in his favor yet. Could today be the day?
Yeah, but here's what we got to think. Of course, we still have a lot of racing to go, but there's Zach Stern. These guys are on new and fresh tires. We saw what the 28, 42, and the 12 did on new tires. I imagine the 8, the 5, all these guys are going to do the exact same thing. But the question is, can they get to the 28 in time?
I think regardless, we can agree a Chevrolet is probably going to be bringing it into victory lane here today.
Yes, basically. I unless we get a free caution, then you never know. Then that changes everything. Yeah,
New
17.
Spotify colors on the 28 car.
Yeah.
O'Connor has stated a few times, hoping for a fresh start, hoping for a just completely brand new start. He's sitting 10th in points, isn't really having a bad year, but just can't break through. Feels like he absolutely has to get that car to victory lane, has to get that monkey off his back, and prove why they're here and that they're truly contenders.
There's that battle of cars. It is Stern, and Sustry has closed the gap on the 8 there. Gonna run the bottom, lose some ground. But right now, that's the battle on new tires. Lucy as well. Looking at their lap times, they are miles faster than the guys who stayed out. But again, gotta ask, 16 laps to go. Do they have enough time? Stern is just barely inside. He's about 8 to 10 seconds back. So he's got a lot of ground to make up, but he's got to do it fast.
For sure. I think this finish it's going to be really unpredictable. I really couldn't tell you if we're going to get a yellow in these last 16 laps or not.
Now, what's also big is that 12 and 42 are battling behind. So
yeah, they're side by side. He's just going to pull away.
That is exactly what Ethan O'Connor wants to see right now. I'm sure we'll eventually touch in to see where the other cars are who pitted there. They are staying side by side. Those two, they cannot figure out who wants to get in second place. Those three cars, they've been very equal today on speed.
Some drivers have been vocal about Justin Ricci, the way he composed himself, and he's had a bit of a history of not really wanting to comply and help other drivers, and now that might just...
Look at that. Ooh. Stern, they've pretty much figured it out. They say with the speed he's at right now, he's going to take the lead within 7 to 8 laps to go. So he is flying.
And he's going to have to hope that there isn't a particularly large amount of traffic in front, because that could also play a factor.
There he goes to get by Muriel now. Yeah, look, similar tires for Muriel and O'Connor. He made that pass really simple. That, I'm pretty sure, is going to put him into 5th place. He's got Ethan Farley left to pass, and then I'm pretty sure it is those 3 cars ahead. And look at the gap he makes up on entry. Wow.
And he's proven he can run any line. He just needs to glide around the car in front of him. Nobody's really side by side up here, just a bunch of single cars. So he might just go and take this with ease, while also getting a draft off these cars he's got to get by at the same time.
And of course, there's Lucy Fife as well. She's got 3 cars in between her and the 8, so of course she lost time on pit road there. Not much to gather, as the 2 in second place have settled it out, and because of that, Ricci has closed the gap in on the 28, trying to take the lead away, as this is going to be vital. He's got to get by, and he's got to do it fast.
Now the question's going to be, is the 42 going to help him? He wasn't really doing him any favors before. I think Mooch might just try to pass the 12 car for himself.
They are running nose to tail right now. You can throw them under a blanket right now. 11 laps to go. If the metric is correct, Stern is probably going to be there within, I don't know, 3-4 laps. And there he is. He is flying.
He is right there. Because they're all going to be battling. None of these drivers are going to be doing each other any favors. This is going to be a fun one.
There's Tanner Campos. He's back on the racetrack, but he is multiple laps now. Technically, he's on the freshest tires, so, and I mean, he's flying too, so I guess a mechanical failure or whatever on that 24 has been fixed. But yeah, Stern he's right there. He sees them right in his mirror, or right in his windshield.
He might as well be singing over the radio, because this is most certainly going to fall into his favor.
Now, here's the other question. As everyone says, catching them is one thing, passing them is another. Now, of course, he's on freshest tires. Realistically, we think he's going to fly by them. But you don't imagine the 28 to 12 or the 42 is going to try to give this position up that easy.
Probably not, but I think whatever they do here, whether they go 3 wide, whether they all try to draft with each other, no matter what, he's gonna get by all of them. I don't think there's much they can do here but block.
Yeah, Stern, he's just able to send it on entry so much more faster as he is caught up. He is on the bumper with Alan Mooch now. How is Alan Mooch going to comply? I'm curious what team orders could be happening, specifically between the 8 and the 12. Do you think Ricci's going to let him go, let his teammate get his first career win, or how's that going to go?
I know Justin Ricci, he's not going to give him a single inch, I don't think. I don't think there's going to be much room given at all. He's now going for the race lead with the 28 car. That's only going to make it easier for Zach Stern.
And here comes Tanner Campos on
Tanner
those fresh
Campos.
tires. He's going to fly by, try to get one of his laps back out of the many he's down right now.
And this is going to help 8 as well.
It does, but at the same time, it looks like he's in a little bit of a box. He's going to go 3
Here we
wide.
go, 3 wide. Maybe 4.
Ricci is sliding up, almost contact between the 28, as Stern is going to try to file in as Ricci clears for the lead.
And now it's only going to be a matter of time. They're going to have to block like hell this 8 car. They can only do it for so long.
I mean, don't look now because Lucy Fife has caught up. Lucy is right there.
Right there. Oh my goodness.
She was seconds back. I don't know how, but I guess they trapped Zach Stern, allowed the 5 to get there, as here comes the 8. Easily gonna try and get by his teammate here. He's side by side.
No, he's trying to not give him an inch, but it's not gonna matter.
How do they go into turn 1? They go side by side. Ricci stays on his outside, but he's not gonna be able to hold it. Stern takes the lead away, and Lucy Fife is right there.
Yeah, now you gotta wonder what's gonna happen with this 5. If she's gonna be able to get by. She's doing her best to get by this 28 car. The 12 is next.
Oh, with ease. Look
wow.
at the speed she carries in the center.
Unbelievable.
Takes second place away. We come to 5 laps to go, and oh my goodness, can she
just
take
2 car
down
lengths
the 8?
back? She's gotta run.
Great run into turn 1. Where does she go? Stern goes up high. Lucy on the bottom, not going to be there, but get to his quarter panel or so, not quite.
This is going to be a fun last 5 laps.
Here she goes to the inside easily. I don't know what happened. I don't know if that 5 made an adjustment on that pit stop, but it looks like it can handle perfectly. It carries so much speed in the center of the corners. She can't quite beat him on entry, but what can she do? Roll the center on the bottom with ease and clears for the lead.
And we saw her do that in turn 4 with the 12 and the 28. Just got by ever so easily. Both these drivers are good in a very specific section of the racetrack. These fans are going to be on their feet these last few laps of this race. It's going to be a fun one for the fans here in Joliet that came here to pay and watch this battle.
Man, I don't really know. I don't know if that 5 has just gotten so much better, or that 8 car has just fallen off this run. Of course, getting by those cars on slower tires, he just was stuck, couldn't go anywhere. And because of that, the 5 is pulling away. Kyler Sustry takes 3rd away, and his teammate Caden Bishop is going to be right behind as well.
Yeah, all of a sudden the Toyotas are now trying to take over, but they're not going to be able to get there in time to beat either the 5 or 8 cars. 2 to go now for Lucy.
What a run. Unbelievable. The 8 car, he's dominated this race, led so many laps, looked like the car to beat, but then this final run, it's just, I don't know, it's just the car must have fell apart, and it looks like Lucy is going to spoil the 8's day of trying to get his first win.
Really just phenomenal run. This has been a fantastic season. That 5 team has easily been the best over at OKAR all season long, and it's going to be its 2nd victory on the year as she takes the white flag.
1 lap to go here at Chicagoland. She has stretched the lead to over a second, constantly running that bottom. Stern just is trying to switch lanes, trying to gain everything he can. Doesn't look like he's going to have enough time. It's about a 1.5 seconds now. Lucy Fife into turn 3 has spoiled the show for Zach Stern, passing him in the final 5 laps, and is going to take the victory away. Lucy Fife gets the 2nd win, and she does it at Chicagoland.
Impressive run for a lot of the Chevrolets. There's Bishop and Sustry. Ricci rounds out the top 5.
Strong run for the 12 on those old tires, holding off everybody, holding off the cars on new tires, manages to hold a top
holding off one of the best in the sport, and probably the best car in the race.
Here goes Lucy, gonna get ready to do some burnout. It's been a bit since Lucy won. She hasn't won since the Red Bull Ring quite a few races ago, so a well-needed victory, and oh my goodness, look at this burnout.
Oh man, a fun one to watch. The fans are loving it.
Oh,
Oh, bit of contact into the wall. That's all right.
these cars are durable. That should have been.
Very
That should hold
durable,
that.
very safe.
But yeah, what a victory! What a
Packed
race we saw!
crowd.
What a race we saw today! We saw about everything: constant racing, some crashes to mix it up, and then of course some strategy, and of course a late race drama. I don't even know how you could sum up this day's race.
Everything you could have asked for as a fan, both at the track and watching it at home. Just a great showing overall. Some great talents here in the field. Um, just another great event put on by the NAICS and everybody involved.
What a day it was for Lucy Fife. She led. I don't think she led any more than 5 laps today. You only have to lead the last lap, which is most important. Of course, I don't think she led basically those final 4 or so laps, and she is going to pull it across the start finish line in victory style. What a race it was here at Chicagoland. I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you, Rat Bastard, for joining me in the booth. Hope everybody enjoyed. And let's go ahead and take a look at the finishing results.